Today we're catching some sun and waves with Dorothy, a QHS member whose life is as vibrant and refreshing as a seaside breeze. What currents brought her to the sunny shores of the quantum shift? Let's surf behind the scenes to see the waves she's been riding.
Hello, my name is Dorothy. I was born in Los Angeles, California, and I was 2 months early. When I was a baby, I'm thinking I was maybe 2 months there. Where we lived in California, it was in the city, and there was a company that had a pony that went around the neighborhoods, and so there were a lot of kids that had pictures on the little pony that went around. And my parents were really wonderful. I grew up in a very loving home. My dad was a full-blooded German. He was very strict, but he was always fair. And my mother was just an incredible woman. She was very outgoing, never met a stranger in her life. She was just one of those people that just loved people, and people were always drawn to her because she was just such a bubbly, wonderful person. She was very talented. She played the piano beautifully, and later in life she learned to paint landscapes, and she was really very good at it. So I had a very happy childhood. When I was about 7, my family moved to Texas, and we were actually missionaries, and we worked for the Texas Soul Clinic. We were there about 2 years. Then we moved to Oregon, were there a couple of years. Actually moved around quite a bit, but for various jobs. So when I was in high school, I was very shy. I had very low self-esteem, and I had very few friends. So high school was certainly not a happy time for me. I was one of those kids in high school that basically I threw myself into studies and was not very social. But my life really changed when I was 19, and I got a job working for the United States Senate, Senator Lynn Jordan, R. Idaho, and that was a wonderful experience. I got to see the historical sites, and I really loved my job. I was there for 2 years, but by this time I thought, I didn't want to live in the East and raise a family, and I was getting the age where I thought I probably would get married someday. So I moved back to Idaho, and I met my husband. We did get married. It didn't work out very well, unfortunately. But as a result of that marriage, I ended up with 2 beautiful, wonderful daughters, and I'm very proud of them. I did work as a legal secretary for about 20 years, and during this time I was also able to work for the Idaho legislature while they were in session for 10 consecutive sessions, and that was a job I really enjoyed. I learned a lot about government and how it operates. Then later on down the road, I moved to Oregon, where I met my husband. We had 37 wonderful years, and he did pass about 2.5 years ago. But during that time, I served 8 years on the Dallas City Council, which is its own entertainment, as you can imagine. But there was a lot of it I really did enjoy. I got to go to Japan representing the city of the Dalles 4 or 5 times, and that was really a wonderful experience also. While living in the Dalles, I started my own insurance agency. I sold life, health, disability, retirement, securities. I did not do anything with car or home insurance. I'm grateful that I do have good health, a few minor things going on. But when my husband passed, I felt like my world was just over. My life was turned upside down. I wasn't one bit interested in getting married again or even dating anyone. And I thought if it ever did happen, again, I wasn't interested. Literally, God would have to dump him into my lap. Actually, this was a man I had known for about 5 years. Well, I hadn't seen him for 5 years, and actually I was friends with his wife. And then he saw me in a restaurant one day and told me his wife passed. And at that point, I didn't even know who he was. But I figured that out. I had their phone numbers in my contact list, and we started chatting back and forth because he knew I'd been through what he was going through. And we just started dating, and it's been wonderful. And I'm grateful for that. I have changed since I've been with QHS. I've certainly changed my eating habits. And I have 2 white devices that I use all the time, 24/7. I have always been a pretty good person to exercise. I do Zumba 5 days a week, but I've also added going to a gym, which I do three days a week, and I have a personal trainer that I work with 1 day a week. So that's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and I have really enjoyed it. So some of the things I expect from the QArc is I've had headaches my entire life. Since I was 4 years old, I started having migraines. And I will say that since I've had the white devices, they are greatly improved. And I only get, I haven't had a full-blown migraine for about probably 3 years, but I've still had an awful lot of headaches. Well, since I've had the white devices now, even the headaches are 1 or 2 a month. So my hopes are that I will have no headaches. I do have quite a bit of arthritis. I'm expecting that to go away. I seem to have developed high blood pressure, and at times it's really been out of control. So I expect that to be taken care of. 3 or 4 years ago, half of my thyroid was removed. So I'm expecting that to regrow so that I do not have to take thyroid medicine. And I'm also looking forward to having my hearing fully restored. And I would really like to get rid of the wrinkles. Other than that, I am very happy. It's great to be a part of QHS, the wonderful program they have. I'm looking forward to really helping people. So many people need help. So that's my story. Thank you.
Join us on the Prequel, where every story matters and every voice is heard. Because here at QHS, we're all about healing, learning, and growing together.